Hey everyone, welcome back to the Black Woman GLP-1 Experience. I am Vanessa. For those of you who do not know, I am a psychotherapist who is experimenting with a GLP-1 medication Zepbound. 2.5 milligrams is what I am prescribed and currently using. So I am diving into all things GLP-1 these days as I work with a number of women and have worked with women who have chosen bariatric surgeries as well as taking and have taken GLP-1 medications. And so this is something new that I wanted to try on for size, and I just wanted to come in to share this information because there is a lot of talk around insurance changes, particularly CVS Caremark. When I got this information, which is public knowledge, you can go onto the North Carolina State website to get this information. So I'm not sharing anything that is just provider specific. I wanted to share this information because, as I say, each one teach one. And so sharing information allows for one to become knowledgeable, and knowledge is power. And so in sharing this, I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that, at least in North Carolina, I don't know about other states, but in North Carolina, Medicaid has decided to no longer cover GLP-1 medications for its members unless they have a comorbidity that falls under the category of what they believe a GLP-1 medication appropriately treats. One of those conditions that does not meet criteria or approval for continued coverage is weight management or weight loss. GLP-1 medications that are being prescribed specifically for weight loss are no longer going to be covered under Medicaid. Now, some may say that's understandable because it's a state-funded program, and we won't get into the politics of everything because it's about the people, and because of funding, which is a political matter, being pulled from programs such as this, individuals will no longer be able to get these medications through Medicaid. And for me, although I'm a psychotherapist, I have a history and career in social work. And so I've worked with disenfranchised individuals, those who need Medicaid and state-funded programs to help them because of financial challenges, poverty, things of that nature. What I know to be true is that when you take away from the people, then they will find a way to make something happen for themselves. So one of my concerns is that as the state takes away this funding for individuals to get obesity treatment through a GLP-1 medication, that they're going to seek less safe or unsafe products through cheaper means. So that just comes with the territory. It's like anything else. If you can't get what you need, then you'll get what you can. And so this will continue to perpetuate obesity. It will continue to perpetuate health concerns, which is concerning to me and makes no sense, because if you think about it, if you at least cover a GLP-1 medication to help individuals with treatment of obesity, then there will possibly be no need for the coverage of medications to treat other medical conditions. And so if this is pulled away, it just seems like it's counterproductive, and that this could possibly lead to individuals suffering with more health concerns, and not just the ones that they have here. North Carolina Medicaid is willing to cover treatment in terms of cardiovascular conditions and indications of diabetes, and also some other things, so like severe sleep apnea. But for the treatment of obesity, they will no longer be covering it. So this unfortunately puts a damper on individuals' spirits and who are using this medication to treat obesity, to prevent some of the conditions that could come from having obesity. So for me, I can say in working with women who have Medicaid as well as who are using GLP-1 medications, this is a concern because then what it will do is spike mental health and emotional distress, anxiety, and depression. And so the fear of returning to a version of themselves that was not healthy or that they did not feel their most confident could create a whole slew of mental health and emotional challenges. And so I'm concerned about that as a psychotherapist, but as a human being, I do worry that this is just the start of a slippery slope for many of insurance companies and also for the people who depend on GLP-1s to help them in a number of ways. And we noticed in this community that there are insurance companies like CVS Caremark who has decided to pull back. There's some talk around maybe they're at odds, and so you got to choose Wegovy over Zepbound and all of these different things. Nevertheless, it impacts the people, and that is the worst part of all. So I want to cover this really quickly, but to go over this, so Wegovy, there will be continued coverage, but that is very similar to Zepbound, that it will be for cardiovascular concerns as well as diabetes, some liver conditions, but that's Wegovy. It doesn't say anything about sleep apnea for Wegovy, but for Zepbound, it does. They will continue to cover moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea in adults with obesity. It's still obesity treatment, but it's not just focused on obesity. This is also involving sleep apnea. This will go into effect October 1st. And there are going to be prior authorization requirements. As a provider who works with Medicaid, I usually have to send in prior authorizations to work with individuals so that they can even get coverage for therapy. Now, this is going to be a thing for medical providers who will, which I am not a medical provider, I am a mental health provider, and so they will have to send in prior authorizations for their clients, but there's also some red tape around that. So I thought this was important to share. I know here in North Carolina, so they're saying that they're committed to more than 3.1 million North Carolinians who are covered through Medicaid. So then let's say whatever the number is, and I'll do the research on that, whatever the number is of individuals who are using GLP-1 medications for obesity treatment, what that will look like for those individuals is they will no longer have coverage. So I need to look up the number and see, but this is just giving us a glimpse into what is to come in the future. And so what I'm learning is that this world of GLP-1s is ever changing and that it is affecting so many people that we may not even think about. Unfortunately, in the state of North Carolina, funding has been taken away, and so what that looks like is a lot of people won't be covered under Medicaid for a number of things. So they have chosen to take away funds from addictions, mental health, and some other things. So all of the things that are important. But this is what we're working with today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. So, but thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I look forward to coming in and bringing more information. I look forward also to your points and your views and what you have to share on this topic, so we can continue this conversation around GLP-1 medications and destigmatize its use, but also talk about the importance of mental health and also the importance of access to this medication for all people, not just people who could pay out of pocket or people who have great PPO insurances, but people who really need it so that they can be healthy individuals in this community as well. So all people deserve health care, mental health care, and they definitely deserve treatment that could help them to maintain a healthy weight, because now we know obesity is a disease, but it looks like it is not enough for North Carolina to continue to support their members in accessing GLP-1 medication. So, all right, that's my time for today. Thank you so much, and I'll leave your comments, questions. I look forward to starting a conversation. All right, bye.